All right, like I said, I'm putting on these bash plates, I guess you'd call them. I put the other one on so I could have a better idea of how to do it. And so really not too bad, but there are a few things that I kind of found doing the other side that I think are going to be helpful. So one thing I did, and you'll see it in the time lapse, so you should, is I tipped the sled on its side. So if you come over here, I'll kind of show you a couple things. My lovely daughter Lola is helping me. So this hole here is already there, and it's what was holding the brake on. So you do have to take the brake cover off, which I need to finish putting the hardware back on for it. But you have to pop out that rivet and that rivet. So to do that, you have to punch it from the bottom because they're, shoot, I don't remember what they're called. But anyways, so I tipped it on its side so I could get a good swing on it with the hammer. If you want to go back there, I'll show you. We'll do the same thing with the sled on this side. I do have this little stand here that, I don't know, you can just tip the sled right over. I like to put it on this stand, just because I don't love it going all the way over, but, okay, yeah, so it just sets like that. And then I just use this punch here. I'm gonna show them that. Okay, so in the instructions, they suggested like holding the piece up to where you're gonna go. That way you know which rivets, right? It kind of takes the guesswork out. So we know, okay, that rivet and this rivet here. Okay, so these two rivets, and then we have to drill a hole for this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put these two on, and then I'm gonna drill that as like a template. Does that make sense, Lola?
Yeah.
Okay.
It would make some sense to someone who knows what a rivet is.
Yeah. Okay. So a rivet, Lola, is just something that holds things together like a nut or a bolt. So I didn't want this to go shooting across the room, so this one I used like a piece of foam just so it didn't go shooting into my engine bay or something. So come in real close here. So there's like a little nail or piece right there. And they said to hammer that out first. So you come back, Lola, and then I'll kind of show. Sorry, it's that'd go better than this. The other side went easier than this one, but this is the right one, right? Shoot, I better make sure that's... Yeah, okay. Man, the other side was much easier to do than this one. Oh, there we go, okay. Okay, so it came out, it's actually right here. So this is the piece. We'll show you what it looks like. So it popped out, and then you can see there's now a hole in there. You get a 1/4 inch drill bit.
Maybe try going backwards. That came out.
Yeah, so it came off. So that drilled out. Pretty easy, actually. And if you have troubles, if it starts spinning, then you just get a pair of channel locks and you grab onto either part of it just to hold it. So now we got to figure out how to get a punch in on this one to pop this one out. So I'm gonna put the time lapse on because I don't know how to do that. But this is, you do that there, and then on the 2 on the other side. So we'll, oh, look at that stick in my torsion spring. What a silly place for a stick. All right, yeah, so we'll get going on that and get back to you when I got it done. Okay, so in the instructions or the, they do talk about how you may have to trim this piece of plastic out, especially if you have the skid plate. They're like, you're gonna have to cut that piece out. So just keep that in mind. And you might want to try to get something behind there so you don't cut into the frame, or pop these rivets out and put new ones in. So just something else to keep in mind. All right, we got the bracket on. My videographer is up there. That's her little hidey spot. Pretty easy, actually. One thing that we did with the one inside that we had to tap out, because I didn't want it to go shooting into the engine bay, I had Lola come, I held the punch, and I held the other side of the rivet, and she just tapped it out. And then also the rivet part, when it comes out of the other side of it, let me find it. Where did I put it? When this side, sometimes you have to tap, I had to tap this out on a few of them. And same thing, I held it while Lola tapped it out. Just to show it so it didn't go shooting into the engine compartment. But yeah, and then I just used the protector itself for the guide to drill the other hole. Got it in, bolted them on. Really pretty easy job. And you can't even really tell that they're on from looking at it, but they're thick and they'll give us a lot of protection. So I recommend putting them on. I think it's a good deal. They're not too expensive. Wish they just came on the sleds, but they don't. So yeah, anyways, put them on. Let me know if you have any questions. Love to help out. Lola, anything you can think of?
Stay riding.
Stay riding. All right, Lola went out yesterday.
Now I hurt.
We went out riding yesterday. Now she's sore. She rode hard, though. It was awesome. She was ripping. So, good day. We'll have the sled. You know, I'm doing that. I'm going to throw my different handlebar risers on. These ones are really tall for going in the trees. So, I'm going to throw new risers on today. And maybe I'll put new grips on. I have the powder grips, and I like those a lot. So, anyhow, catch you guys in the next one.